So this is funny. This is how my life rolls. 3 months later, she moved away. She had already purchased a house in Florida to go live with the other retirees. And she moved, and then we broke up. Now, 6 months after we broke up, she died. Yeah, she died of old age. I don't know what she died of. She just died. So I went down for a day to go to a wake. I don't go to funerals. I'll go to a wake, but I don't do funerals. And I'm there, and I don't know anyone. And there's this gentleman who comes up to me, and he's saying, "Hi, how did you know my mother?" And I'm like, "Evan, okay." She had talked about him quite a bit, and so I knew who he was. And I said, "Oh, I'm Greg. I live in North Carolina. I used to date Liz." And he lost his mind. I guess she never told him about me. So he grabs me by the lapel of my my suit and drags me out of the funeral. I guess he thought I was a frat guy, or if I was just playing a joke or whatever. And I'm in the front, he's screaming and yelling. And then three ladies who, thank God, why'd I say that? Who used to know Liz in North Carolina, who I had met, come up, and they're like, no, this is Gregory. They dated for a long time. He's nice and everything. And then I didn't go back into the wake, because after you've been dragged out by your jacket out of a wake for your ex-girlfriend, you just don't want to go back in, because that's just weird. So I left and drove back to North Carolina. I'll say again, she was gorgeous. Now, 6 months ago, I broke up with my last ex-girlfriend, who I dated for 3 years, and she was actually 10 years younger than me. And if there's anyone out there who says, "Gee, I wonder what can make my life better," it's dating a 23-year-old gorgeous redhead. Moving on. The last fun, cool fact about me is, well, it's kind of like VoodooSixxx. There's always the trifecta of a desert island. What book would you take, what CD would you take, and what movie? So I always put those together, so I'll give you all three. As far as a book, it's actually a collection. It's called The Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And that's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, So Long Thanks for All the Fish, Restaurant End of the Universe, all of those of that entire series collected into one by Douglas Adams. Love that series. I know it should be something better. Origins of World War II, or Origin of Species, or Johnny Got His Gun, or something like that, but no, it's Douglas Adams' The Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That's the book. Album and movie are always funny to me, because if you're on a desert island, how are you watching these things anyway? But album. It's just funny because if I were to take number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or whatever, it would all be Lenny Kravitz CDs, because I'm a huge Lenny Kravitz fan. But the number 1 is not him. It's a Pink Floyd CD, and it is a double CD that was live recorded in both the 70s and 90s, if I'm not mistaken. That's how it was set up. It's the Pulse double CD. One was recorded, I want to say, in Europe somewhere in the 70s. That's the first one. Then later, I think it was New York in the 90s. If I'm getting this right, I could be wrong. But if you haven't heard Pink Floyd, Pulse is the closest thing to hearing them live that you will ever know. It's so good. So that would be my album. And the last would be my movie. The movie that I would watch is Magnolia. That is one that I cannot stand not to own in my collection. I have to always own it. If I loan it out and they take it, I just go out and buy another one. I have to have Magnolia. Magnolia did okay at the box office and everything, but it had Tom Cruise, Julianne Moore, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Paul Thomas Anderson directed it, who also did I don't remember, There Will Be Blood. Fantastic movie, odd ending, but I think you get it if you get movies. So this movie was it's fantastic. It was the closest I've ever come in a movie to shedding a tear. There's a scene in it, and this is why I actually can't hate Tom Cruise. I hate the guy, but I have to have some respect for him for his acting, because there's a scene with him in it that brought me close to tears, and I haven't cried since I was 12. So I have to give thumbs up to that movie. That's an uncanny movie if you get a chance to watch it. Now, the last part. That was my 5 fun facts. Now I'll get the tag 5 people. So the first one, these first two I actually met at the same time a couple weeks ago in a Blog TV session. Celephus42 is a awesome guy, very smart, funny. I mean, just a really cool guy. I would love to hear more about him. And all these people I went through and I looked to see if they've been tagged yet. I didn't see any of them have been tagged. I shot emails to some of them just to make sure. So Celephus42. At the same time, I ended up meeting, sorry, Katie, I'm going to butcher this name, Actron9, A-I-K-A, Actron9. You'll get this thing, my tag, and I'm sorry that I just butchered your name, but really younger girl, highly intelligent. She's the girl in high school that could cut through all the bullshit and was just a really, really cool guy, cool girl who could be friends, with anyone. So I want to hear from both of those. Next up, Tommy from the Bronx. Tommy from the Bronx, if you haven't seen him, funny, funny, funny guy, no bullshit guy. He doesn't have a problem letting anything that's on his mind fly. I want to hear more about him. Everyone knows that I am a member of Occam's Razor, which is a member of the Secular Student Alliance, and there's someone with the Student Alliance up in Ohio who I watch her videos, and her name is Healthy Addict, and I don't think she's been tagged yet. I didn't see anything, but I would love to hear more about her. She did just a recent fundraiser also that I say also because I'm actually watching DPR Jones Marathon right now, but she did one called Booze for Boobs, which they raised for breast cancer, which was fantastic. And the last one is the Reason Why guy. I don't know hardly anything about him. I just see some videos. I think he's kind of interesting. I've talked to him a little bit, not much at all. But I would love to hear more from him and hear more about what he's got to say about himself and to hear more about him. So those are my 5 people. Those are my 5 fun facts. Thank you very much, VoodooSixxx, for tagging me. And I guess we will see what becomes of their videos. Thanks much. Bye.